Imagine the thrill of the world's biggest football spectacle unfolding once again, and this time it's set to be even grander. The 2026 World Cup is just around the corner, with less than a year to go, and 32 teams have already punched their tickets to compete in North America. But here's where it gets exciting. This edition will feature a record-breaking 48 nations battling for glory, hosted by the USA, Canada, and Mexico. Only a handful of countries have ever hoisted that iconic trophy, making every qualification a story of triumph and heartbreak. Let's dive into who's already secured their spot and explore the journey behind it all. First off, picture this. The tournament kicks off in the summer of 2026, returning to its traditional slot after the unusual winter hosting in Qatar 4 years ago. That winter event saw Argentina clinch their third World Cup title, with superstar Lionel Messi finally grasping the honor that had long escaped him. Now, with the action moving to the Estadio Azteca in Mexico City and beyond, the excitement is building. To help newcomers understand, the World Cup is essentially the pinnacle of international football, where national teams from around the globe vie for supremacy in matches that captivate billions. This year's expansion to 48 teams means more diversity and drama. Think of it as inviting more players to the ultimate party, potentially creating unexpected upsets and memorable moments. But is this bigger format a stroke of genius or a recipe for diluted quality? We'll touch on that later. Starting with the basics, the three host nations, the USA, Canada, and Mexico, automatically qualified without needing to navigate the grueling qualification rounds. That's right, they'll get to showcase in their own backyard, playing in familiar surroundings that could give them a home advantage. For those wondering how qualifications work, it's a series of regional tournaments where teams earn points through wins, draws, and goals, much like a league table. Think of it as a football marathon where only the fittest cross the finish line. From South America, the qualification saga wrapped up in September, sending Argentina, Ecuador, Colombia, Uruguay, Brazil, and Paraguay straight through. Bolivia is still in the mix, but they'll need to triumph in a decisive playoff to join the party. And this is the part most people miss. Bolivia's underdog story could add extra spice, reminding us that qualification isn't just about powerhouses, it's about resilience. If you followed football, you know Brazil and Argentina are perennial giants, with Brazil holding a record 5 titles, while Argentina's recent win in Qatar was a fairy tale ending for Messi. Uruguay and Colombia bring their own flair, often surprising with tactical wizardry. And Paraguay's inclusion highlights how even smaller nations can shine through grit. Shifting to Asia, a powerhouse contingent has emerged. Iran, Uzbekistan, Jordan, South Korea, Japan, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and Australia have all locked in their places. Qatar, as the defending hosts, adds a layer of intrigue. After all, they shocked the world by winning the bid and then the tournament itself just 4 years ago. For beginners, Asian qualifiers involve tough intercontinental battles, testing endurance across vast distances. South Korea and Japan are football royalty in the region, with multiple World Cup appearances under their belts, while newcomers like Uzbekistan and Jordan represent fresh blood eager to make their mark on the global stage. But here's where it gets controversial. Is Qatar's automatic qualification as hosts fair? Or should they have to earn it like everyone else? It sparks debates about privilege versus merit in sports. What do you think? Africa has delivered a rich haul too, with Morocco, Tunisia, Egypt, Algeria, Ghana, Cape Verde, Senegal, Ivory Coast, and South Africa all ready to rumble. Morocco's run to the semi-finals in Qatar proves Africa's rising star power, while Senegal's 2002 World Cup heroics with Kalidou Koulibaly still inspire. These teams often bring passionate, skillful play, blending flair with fierce determination. Imagine the electrifying atmospheres in their home stadiums. Oceania might seem underrepresented, but New Zealand has secured their spot, embarking on what must feel like an epic voyage to the Americas. Finally, Europe has started strong. England led the charge, followed by France, Croatia, Portugal, and Norway. Among these, Uzbekistan, Jordan, and Cape Verde stand out as the rookies, set for their debut appearances. Portugal's Cristiano Ronaldo, a legend chasing records, adds personal drama, while Norway's inclusion showcases the continent's depth. As we wrap up, the 2026 World Cup promises unprecedented excitement with its expanded field, but it's not without its critics. Some argue that more teams mean more joy for fans worldwide, introducing nations that rarely get spotlight time. Others worry it might water down the prestige, turning elite showdowns into crowded affairs. What about you? Do you welcome the newcomers, or fear the tournament's essence could change? Should hosts get a free pass, or is that outdated? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear if your team expansion or prefer the classic 32.